Let's get you the latest on that situation going on today in Ottawa. Day one of the trial of the Freedom Convoy organizers, Tamara Lich, Chris Barber. Leah Larocque CTV Ottawa on the line right now to fill us in. Leah, thank you so much for the time today. We're all sitting here wondering, okay, how did day one go?
Yeah, well, this is going to be a really important trial for people of Ottawa, for businesses, but people, around Canada are really going to be following very closely what happens. So it's expected to last about 16 days. So today was day one. So most of the morning actually was taken up doing a little bit of housekeeping. The judge basically saying that it is her job to keep this trial on the rails. There was discussion, about exhibits. We are expected to see about 116 pieces of evidence, about 50 videos from what took place. Tamara Lich and Chris Barber are said to be the leaders of the Freedom Convoy that basically took over Ottawa's streets for 3 weeks back in January of 2022. So this morning, both of them arrived separately with their defense teams, not really saying much to media who are asking. They went into the courtroom. It's actually being held in the largest courthouse here in Ottawa, a courtroom in Ottawa, just because there's so much interest in this trial. So in the courtroom today, there was their supporters, also just residents of Centertown or the downtown here in Ottawa, who just wanted to see this unfold because they say they lived through the occupation. So we also heard opening arguments from both sides, and really a key point for this entire trial will center around that question of whether the Freedom Convoy was more than just a normal protest. We're the nation's capital. We have lots of protests that come, at all times of the year. So what's going to be debated and through those evidence is that question of did Lich and Barber cross a line? Did they go too far when it comes to freedom of expression and protest? So there was a couple of witnesses that were called today from the police, Ottawa police. Over the couple of days, we're expected to hear from about 22 witnesses, both from Ottawa police as well as key figures, senior leadership in the city of Ottawa, including some representation from former Mayor Jim Watson's office. So today was a little bit of the groundwork, just basically setting up this trial and making sure that it gets on the right track for what is expected to be a very, detail-oriented and very important trial, because many people here in Ottawa's downtown, say they're still dealing with the impacts and remember so vividly what happened back in January of 2022.
Leah, was there a sense of heightened security around the courthouse or even in the courtroom? Was there any kind of a circus-like atmosphere?
No, and it was pretty civil, and we have seen in the past where maybe that wasn't the case during bail hearings or whatnot. So, of course, large police presence, in and around the courtroom. And when Barber and Lich arrived as well, they actually locked the doors of the courtroom. It started at 10 and they had the doors locked just, for a couple of minutes before, because they didn't want to, encourage or have tons of people already in there, for example.
I bet.
A lot of media here as well. But for day one, pretty calm. But as I said, it was more of that groundwork. So I anticipate as we see, more of the evidence, even I'm out the courthouse right now, and there are still some supporters that were here very early in the morning, signs saying they support Tamara Lich freedom. So very much still a presence, but it was very much kept under control today.
Okay. I know you have to go, so just the last question. What is the government trying to prove here? And if they win their case, what's going to happen to these two people, these two defendants?
Well, it's a criminal case, so of course, there could be criminal charges. But it really kind of sets the tone, and it goes back to what I was saying earlier about this the question of whether this was a normal protest. Did they go too far? Did they infringe on other people's rights, in Ottawa? So it could really, set a precedent of this never happening again, in Ottawa. Downtown Ottawa was really changed very much. We had our main strip, Wellington Street, had to be closed down for security reasons. So it basically could set the tone for for prohibiting this from ever
Sure.
happening again.
Okay. Leah, I thank you so much. I know you're busy today filing reports. Thank you for taking the time for us. We appreciate it.
No problem.
All
Anytime.
right. Leah Larocque, CTV Ottawa. And again, I was trying to understand here what happened. She said 16 days have been set aside for this. So this is very much a developing story. We'll
She
have a
might
lot more
regret
on
having
this.
said any time because we'll probably be calling on her again.
That's probably very true.